Hobby. I'm General Secretary of the National Association of Head Teachers. I was sitting on a panel chaired by Brian on the future of system leadership.
Excellent. So how do you see the future of system leadership?
Well, the thing I said on the panel is that if the profession wants more control over its own destiny, it's got to do two things. We've got to take responsibility for each other, and we've got to take back ownership of standards. Now, I think the first one of those is relatively easy. We're used to that, but it has to be a positive responsibility. It has to be about lifting people up rather than inserting defences. But in an age of austerity, we've got to make sure that no colleague is left behind. But also, we've got to take back ownership of standards. If we want to be left to do what we know is right, parents and the public have to see our vision for education, and we have to be honest about what's not working yet.
So you think it's about being honest and developing a different narrative to the government narrative?
It is. It's surprisingly powerful for school leaders and others to come out and say, do you know what, we haven't finished the job yet. We're really proud of what we've done. The things that are happening in our schools are nothing like what you were used to when you were at school. But we haven't finished that journey. There's still children that we can't meet. And I think that admission actually builds credibility. And then you go on and say, and actually the right way for us to reach these children is by doing X, Y, and Z.
So it's about not having to constantly try and make yourself seem like something you're not and justify yourself. It's about consolidating, saying that you're doing some things well, some things not so well. And that's a positive message in itself.
Yeah, you celebrate the strength without saying everything is fine. And I think it's far too easy, and I'll fall into it as much as anyone else, to be put on the back foot with a defensive agenda and say these things that are happening to us are wrong, because sometimes they are wrong. But people working outside of education don't want to hear that. They want to hear, what are you doing for my child? How are you making their life better? And they want to trust you because we know that they do trust teachers, but they often don't hear them saying the right things.
I think it's good to hear that from the head of a union. It's quite it's good progressive, but also you know harking back as well. So
well, I can protect my members by helping them succeed.
Yeah.
That's the best form of protection. So I don't see any conflict between the interests of students and the interests of head teachers over the long term.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much. That's great.